as we see here. So the first lap to be led by Mia Manginella. After that we will hear the starting pistol going off. After which we'll have 15 laps of action here on the ice of the Hamar Olympic Hall in Norway. Furthermore, we have 3 intermediate sprints for 8 and 12 laps to go. Those are the intermediate sprints, in which points can be gained for the first 3 skaters to cross the finish line. And those points are not as much as you get for the finishing positions 1, 2 and 3, but they may be important for some of these skaters to gain important points in order to finish high in the ranking and gain some important points for the overall World Cup classification in order to qualify for the Olympic Games in February. That's why, as you will see now, some skaters will go for that. It is Zueva, Kerkhoff and Myers that take a bit of an advantage on the peloton. But that's already being taken care of by the number 21, Semenova. See right there. So the gap is closed. Everyone back together as we hear the first bell for first intermediate sprint. Some of the countries skating here. Really a team performance. Maximum of 2 skaters per country allowed in the A group. So we have a close finish there for the intermediate sprint. It looks like Lola Brigida takes the first intermediate sprint in front of Golubeva and Kerkhoff in third. Kerkhoff, of course, controlling this small start for Marijke Groenewoud, the winner of last weekend. With that great tactic that the Dutch team did during the mass start in Heerenveen. Constantly attacking during the final 6 laps. First it was Groenewoud, then it was Kerkhoff, and the other way around. Then for the competitors having to close that gap every time again. Now it's a bit different. Not a lot of action yet. But we will go to the second intermediate sprint, so you see the pace picking up again. The number 22 for Zueva. Semenova in second, Blondin in third. And then it slows down again. The fall there from the Chinese skater. It's the number 15, Binju Jiang from China going down. Then we have the bell for the second intermediate sprint. The 2 women from Switzerland, McGregor and Ardy. And Wout in third. But as you see, Kerkhoff managing the pace, letting the Swiss women gain a bit of advantage there for those sprinting points. Also behind them, some action to gain that final point, and that will be going to Rosner. There we have sprint lap 8, second intermediate sprint, McGregor, Ardy and Rosmer. 3, 2 and 1 point will be important for the overall classification. And then the pace is going down again. Everyone back together. A lot of pushing there. There's everyone twice to get into position. You see that Manganiello tries to take up that position right behind Groenewoud. Groenewoud looks behind. Sees there the two women from the United States right on her back. Blondin trying to push there a little bit. Tries to take up that position right behind Groenewoud. As they know, the speed from Groenewoud in those last couple of laps are important to stay behind her. Then another attack from the number 11. Or this number 18, of course. Lovas and Kerkhoff. As we heard the third bell for the third intermediate sprint. Lavas and Kerkhoff, of course, going with the Norwegian skater as the crowd cheers her on. Kerkhoff going for the intermediate sprint. Takes up the 3 points. 2 to Lovas and 1 will be going to Rosner. So that will be not a few points for Rosner. And now it's all about the final sprint. So Kerkhoff is continuing her attack. Smart play again from the Dutch women as we see a fall there from the number 8, Ainano Sato. A very smart player from the Dutch women. We saw during that close-up that Blondin and Manganiello are really focusing on Groenewoud. This is a great situation for Groenewoud. She doesn't have to close that gap. It is her teammate in the end. And that's what we are seeing here. Groenewoud in the lead of the peloton. Everyone looking to Groenewoud. And it looks like they are not even seeing that Kerkhoff is almost 100 meters in front of them. Kerkhoff leading, 2 laps to go for her. Can this be the first win for Kerkhoff? Now it is Lim taking the lead. Simonova, Groenewoud. Groenewoud still in front. Kerkhoff, 1.5 lap to go for her. And then the sprint will start. Groenewoud on the inside there. But there's still almost 70 meters as we heard the bell over the last lap for Kerkhoff. Can she hold this? What a great team play of the Dutch women once again. Kerkhoff still in the lead. You see the start of the sprint right there. Blondin on the inside, Manganiello on the outside. And in between it is Groenewoud. Kerkhoff onto the final stretch. And in the back we see Groenewoud. It will be a 1-2 for the Dutch women, but the win for Bente Kerkhoff. Second place for Marijke Groenewoud. Third place for Ivanie Blondin. And what a tactic from the Dutch women. This time it's not Groenewoud, but it is Bente Kerkhoff. What a great performance from Kerkhoff. We saw Rintje Hitsma there on the side, the head coach of Team Netherlands. Kerkhoff actually going to disable that attack for that third intermediate sprint. And after that we saw the head coach signaling to her, just go for it. As she goes for it. The rest is waiting for a move from one or another. So this is it. Number 18 going for that intermediate sprint. Aurora Grinden Lovas from Norway. Kerkhoff trying to take out that attack from the Norwegian. Here we see the head coach. There it is, the signal. Just go, just go. So he had quite a big gap towards the peloton. Here it is. Kerkhoff just going for it. As we saw the fall there from the number 8, Ayan Sato. And here she knows it as she crosses the finish line. What a win for Bente Kerkhoff. So then we'll have a short break before we continue to the men's team pursuit. So stay tuned.